Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. So this is where I talk about twin flame process, and this reading is going to be for this week, which is starting on the 15th of January 2024. Before I start, just to say, if anybody would like to get a personal reading, you can get all the details from my website, and the link is in the description box below. And when you go to the website, please do read all of the information on the booking page so you understand the whole process. Thank you. Right. So, 15th of January, the moon is in Pisces. It's just coming out of a dark moon. It's healing. It's a very healing energy. They've got it on they're saying it's on a low wavelength, so it's underlying. So what that means is it's low and slow, actually, they're saying. It's going to feel slow, maybe the start of the week then. So it's like underneath, so you are not going to maybe see why, maybe not going to understand why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. So, and it's kind of like this low wavelength is maybe feeling like a little bit like you're being dragged downwards, and it's that feeling of kind of wishing things were different, but not for any particular reason. So you can't pin the tail on the donkey as to why you are feeling kind of sluggish, a bit low, a bit drained, a bit out of sorts. They're saying unaccomplished. So I guess feeling like you haven't got everything done that you need to do, that your life is not complete, that it's not turned out the way you expected or isn't turning out the way that you would like it to. That kind of a thing. It's almost like an open-ended scenario of not understanding which way to go. And but not even understanding that you need to go somewhere. So it's a really kind of, because it's low and slow, right? So it's like you're not going to get, there's no clarity coming at the beginning of the week as to like anything. So whenever you hit this kind of energy, that's a healing energy, and this could involve triggering of sorts, which is just like, something kicking off in the physical that maybe puts you in a bad mood or a low mood, or a feeling, they're saying feeling sorrowful, feeling regretful, feeling like you made the wrong choices somewhere, that kind of thing. So you're not going to understand why you suddenly feel this way. It's healing, so it's healing the masculine energy. So what you're feeling is their feelings. So something kicking off in the physical for you that will make you feel that way. So you're feeling like you don't understand what you did wrong, right, with your life, something like that. But it's not really you, it's the masculine. So obviously I'm reading this for the feminine, as always. So the feminine's going to go through this. They're saying it's very complex in the way that the twin flame energy works, as in you feel what they need to feel. Because you're connected through everything, right? Feelings, mentality, vibration, physicality. So everything that's in your physical life is a representation of what's required for the twin flame process. So all the triggers that come up in your physical life are because of that process, and for that process of what you want to call healing. So anything that you get triggered, if you get triggered in the physical and it puts you into a certain mood, and the mood, you can't understand why you're in that mood and why you can't get out of that mood, and where that mood came from, is because it's what the masculine's going to be feeling as well. So it's almost like a mirroring of what's going on with them. So, and it's kind of holding it in there's a force field, and they say a wavelength, it like holds it on that wavelength. So the healing is, as with any healing, that you've got to feel the emotion to heal it. You can't bypass emotions. You can't heal without feeling if you're healing feelings. So the masculine's got to feel certain feelings because otherwise they can't resolve the feelings and come to a conclusion and come into a better wavelength, a higher wavelength, which is where the clarity resides. So I do feel we've got clarity coming, even by midweek, maybe even end of Tuesday, which feels like the feminine's suddenly having some clarity around, okay, I get why I'm feeling this way. I get what it's all about. I get what it is that we're clearing through, and what is a representation in me of them. So that's how we start the week. They're saying it's very blue. That's just the blues, basically. You know, like feeling a bit blue and a bit down and a bit at a loss, really. Like it might feel like you've done everything that you can do and you were feeling very good, and you're not feeling good and you don't understand why, and it's like, oh God, not this again. You know, just a bit kind of fed up. Could be the feeling even. But of course it's moving through, so you don't have to worry about the fact that you're feeling that way or want to get rid of the feeling. You just got to acknowledge your feelings are your feelings, and feelings are going to manifest in the twin flame process, not because of how you truly feel, but because of the process itself. So it's not that you're feeling blue at all, it's that the twin is feeling blue, and therefore you just got to ride it through. They do love a bit of a rhyme, as you know. They like to talk in rhymes. So there we go, we've got one of those. I think we had two actually already. Let's look at the cards. Nine of Swords, ending in the feminine perception. So it's just this feeling of like, you just want to put a blanket around yourself maybe at the beginning of the week and just like shut the world out and get on the sofa and, I don't know, drink wine, eat snacks. Put on Game of Thrones, I don't know, whatever it is, you know, shut the world out. It's that kind of feeling like, here it comes again, you know, and I don't know why it's here, and I don't know why I'm feeling like this, and I can't believe I'm feeling like this again. It's that kind of thing. So your mental perception in terms of that is to just understand, well, it's not you, it's them, and to let it go. Let go of your responsibility towards it. So let go of feeling like, kind of like, I should be feeling differently, or I wish I was feeling differently, or I wish I felt better, or I wish I didn't feel like this, because you've got to feel how you feel in twin flame process. You can't pick and choose your feelings, and it doesn't matter how hard you work at feeling good, you're still going to feel blue sometimes, whether you, no matter how much, you know, you're in awareness of, you know, how good you've previously felt. I mean, basically, you just drop down. When you need to drop down, you drop down. It's like you take you drop into a lower vibration, and before you come back up, it's the purge cycle again. But there's always a relief to that when you come back up. But so it's that at the beginning of the week. Strength, masculine and feminine. So feminine coming on top again. So we all pull it back up into like through the energy of the twin flame. Basically, you're bringing it back up again to feeling good. You haven't got to do anything about it. Just let it take care of itself. So if you're feeling blue, just get on the sofa, take time out, just rest and recuperate and look after yourself, basically, and let it work its way through what needs to work through. Page of Pentacles, form showing up. So we've got something new coming, like I say, as early as Tuesday afternoon, you know, late afternoon, something like that. It's going to clear quite quickly. I don't know where the moon's going to be. I'll have a look in a minute. Two of Swords, which is heart overhead. There's something missing, they're saying, in that too. It feels like something like something's not quite right. You know, like, I just don't feel quite right. And yes, I'd prefer to feel better. But you can't quite put your finger on how you could do that. Like, what can I change? There's nothing you can do. It's twin flame process. So yeah, by Tuesday, we're moving into Aries from Pisces. So it's completely different energy, right? Aries, the fire. This is fire, this card. So we're moving into fire. And things are going to feel a lot better, and things are going to get moving again, they're saying. Moving and grooving. And like, this is physical stuff. So maybe getting on with things, Tuesday, you know, getting out the house, getting on with things, projects, plans, manifestations, moving things around, moving and changing things around. They're saying doing different things, getting up on your feet. So yeah, Two of Swords here is just not quite feeling right and not being able to work out why. So, and that's the blue with the moon and everything, you know, so it's that feeling blue a little bit at the start of the week. Hermit, wisdom. So right in the heart of the matter, we've got wisdom arriving. So the wisdom is in the masculine. We've got strength here, which is feminine to masculine, infinity. So the masculine is coming to conclusion, basically, arriving at some form of wisdom. They do circle this, all right, because I know we say a lot of the same things repeatedly in readings, like, you know, about coming into clarity. It's because the clarity is always arrived at. You go in and out of clarity, just like the feminine goes in and out of purge. When you're in purge and you're feeling blue, you don't have the clarity. But as soon as you come out of the purge and you're back into higher self, you have clarity on everything. So you're always like kind of going in and out of clarity, and the masculine goes in and out of clarity. So the reason the reunion doesn't happen like always straight away is because when the clarity occurs, it's because it takes time to clear through to just what is complete purity and complete clarity. You can have a bit of clarity, then you go out again, in, out, shake it all about. And so coming into wisdom, right, is the heart of the matter for the masculine, basically. Through what you're experiencing, what they're experiencing, the feminine's going to experiencing. Shake it all about. In the Five of Wands, which is shaking up the energy, right? So all this occurs, so the energy gets shaken up, the vibration gets shaken up. Every time you shake something up, it's like throwing up a load of dice into the air, and then watching them fall down. And when they fall down in a different pattern with different numbers facing upwards, right? And every time you do it, they're coming back down again. Sooner or later, those dice get thrown up and they all land with 6 on top, and it's like win, 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 right? But that's about finding the clarity. It's like how many times does it have to get shaken up before the clarity finally arrives and all the 6s are facing up, and it's like bingo, and you're off and the reunion happens. It's got to happen however many times it needs to happen for whatever the masculine is going through and whoever they are and whatever they're decided to experience in the physical lifetime as whoever they are, including everything that goes on there, including everything that's about them and everything in terms of, you know, their family and how they feel about their family and how they feel about previous relationships and relationship itself, how they feel about their masculinity, or and whether they're a man or a woman, that's their ego, and how they feel about their strength and their boundaries and their acknowledgement of their own liberty. And, you know, it's everything. It's absolutely everything they've experienced in a lifetime that they are coming to conclusion of. It's not just you. So there's a lot of dice that need to get thrown up and shaken up. And every time it does, you're going to feel it by feeling like you've had the carpet pulled out from underneath your feet and you've just fallen flat on your back. And you're down there again and you're not knowing why, right? Because it's the process. So there's that. And things happen in the physical world. So it's like you could say to yourself over and over again, why do these things keep happening to me? Why did that just trigger me? Because you have to be triggered to fall flat on your back, to go down again, so that is you falling flat on your back and getting triggered. Is the dice getting thrown up in the air, and then the masculine goes through it again, and they're going through, you know, why did I make that decision? Why did I do this? Why am I, you know, who am I? What's it all about? Alfie, all this kind of stuff that they go on about inside themselves, emotionally, mentally. And they're saying, actually, when the energy gets moving again, when it goes into Aries, because it's very masculine energy, Aries, well, it is masculine, is they're going to get moving again. So it's something like they get up on their feet and they move around, and maybe they go for a run or they go for a jog. Maybe that's when they get the clarity. Something like that they're talking about. I don't know if it's just my twin that they're talking, because I know my twin does do things like go for a jog, or if it's everybody's. I can't imagine that everybody's twin would go for a jog, but hey, you never know. Maybe they go for a walk or just step outside even. Six of Pentacles, that's making contact in the physical. So again, this movement here in the Page of Pentacles, something new that's coming in through the clarity of the Hermit, right in the heart of the reading, which is what is everything's going on about this week, is about someone reaching out. So is a final decision going to be made to reach out? You know, you don't know how many times that hand reaches towards the phone and one number gets dialed and then the phone gets put down again. You don't know how many times an email gets written and then before it's sent, it gets deleted. You don't know how many times they go to call or email or text and then they decide, no, I'm not going to do it, right? How many times do they step back from that before they actually do it? You don't know. You don't know how many times they're walking towards that. It's like when they're saying the movement occurs, right? It's like them walking towards a window and then they turn around and walk away from it. It feels like that. So you don't know how many times that's going to happen before they actually do it. Many times, they're saying, many times they will nearly reach out before they reach out. Because they've got to nearly reach out before they reach out. Because you're not just going to just reach out, right? You're going to almost reach out and almost reach out and almost reach out and then reach out when you finally decide you've got to reach out. So, infinite connection, strength, masculine and feminine. And that's where we're coming into Aries. Feminine, masculine taking over, basically. So they're getting back up on their feet. You're getting back into higher self, feminine. The masculine's getting back up on their feet. They just said a decision will be made. The Hermit, that's walking towards the light, coming out of the man cave, walking towards the window, right? Stepping out of the door, going towards the phone, going towards the text, going towards the email. Decision will be made. Ace of Swords, communication, the big one, right? So somebody at least that's watching this is going to get communication from their twin because of what's going on this week, because it's stating it there. Somebody, I don't know if it's everybody, but they're saying it, that it will be made, right? Because somebody's walking towards it and doing it, making the decision to do it. Ending feminine, Hermit, and the power of the feminine in the Nine of Pentacles. So you're coming back into your power, feminine. So you're going to feel good, no matter what. So you feeling good is not about them contacting you. You feeling good is actually despite anything that's being said here about them, right? Because that's what it is. So very likely, if you're in your power, you've probably turned this video off already going, oh, I don't want to hear all that. Or you're listening to it going, oh, I'm just not interested in listening to this. I don't know why I'm listening to it again. Or you're just not nonplussed altogether and you don't care either way. So, because you're in your power, which means that you're not tied to the outcome of what's being said here anymore. However, you still go through the process of being shaken, not stirred, right, by what goes on. So you're still going to be going through the blues somehow early this week, but then you're coming back into your power by the end of the week. And that is irrespective of whether you get contacted or not. That's just down to you. So something different's going to occur in your life by the end of this week, they're saying. So yes, this might occur, this communication from twin, but also something different is happening to you. So maybe you make a decision to do something in your life. Maybe you're going to go through at the beginning of this week, I can't quite get the clarity on what it is that I need to make a change about to make me feel better. As you go through that, so does the masculine. The masculine's answer, as always, is to contact you. Your answer is something else completely. So what is it you decide to do? It might just be deciding that you put 2 sugars in your coffee instead of none or 1. Everything is power, right? Everything is about your authority in your physical existence, is your power over your physical existence, right? Your choices on how you enjoy your physical existence, right? Your power over your manifestation, basically. Maybe it's just doing something that you really want to do at the end of the week. Maybe it's just giving up something that you really don't want to do. Maybe it's deciding that, you know, you're going to dye your hair purple because you've always wanted purple hair, and now's the time to do it. You know, something some change is coming upon you by the end of the week. They're saying, what have we got underlying? Justice. So that's just something that's right, basically. So you're going to make a decision by the end of the week to do something that's right for you, no matter what they're saying. So it's like, they're saying no holds barred, like something that you've been putting off, maybe something that, like they said, was something that you've always wanted to do, but you've never done it because maybe you've had a fear. Because ultimate power is power over fear, you know. Maybe it's a fear of what other people would think, or maybe it's something to do with, you know, there's a lot of pressure on, I'm saying women now, everybody these days, because it's just blanket everybody, but there's a lot of pressure to conform, you know, around age and looks and attire and that kind of thing. And funnily enough, I had a dream last night about, it was a really odd dream. Steve Martin, the actor, was in it, doing cocaine. But a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, was in it, and she's older than me. She's in her 60s now, and in the dream she just looked amazing. And I woke up and I was like, wow, she looked really great. She was dressed, I guess I would say completely inappropriately, in terms of age. You know, like there's kind of like people are expected to dress in a certain way for a certain age, right? And but she just was dressed really youthfully, and she looked absolutely amazing, like one of the women out of Sex and the City, like Kim Cattrall, something like that. And so maybe it's something like the way that you're going to choose to look. You're just going to throw any ideas of outdated ideas out the window, they're saying, of like, you know, how you need to conform, and you're going to liberate yourself. That's liberation as well, justice. So liberate yourself from some kind of confinement. They're saying outlandish. So you're going to decide, you know, to hell with it. I'm going to look like this no matter what. I don't care how old I am. I don't care how short, how tall, what size I am. Something like that. You're just going to throw caution to the wind, they're saying, and get on with it. Because you throwing caution to the wind is the masculine throwing caution to the wind. And what happens when someone throws caution to the wind is they get on with something that they've been wanting to do, that they've been fearful of doing. So you doing something like that means the masculine calling you, right? Or texting you or emailing you. So it's some big change that's coming upon the feminine that's going to mirror the change in the masculine through the anxiety surrounding it, formatively, Page of Pentacles previously, and leaping over a boundary, they're saying, in terms of doing something wild. They just said wild. Doing something wild, right? You may have done a few wild things already, because again, it's all about shaking up the energy. So it's just, or maybe you already know about this and you're already used to doing this, and it's just another string to your bow, right? So another one. They were saying like a release from confinement. So it's going to feel like you've released yourself, like you know, like you've been walking around in like the wrong size shoes, and it's really hurting your feet. And then you're just like, oh my God, it's the shoes. And you get rid of the shoes. It's kind of matching up to that kind of feeling. And then you get a size 7 instead of a size 5. And you're like, oh my God, that just so fits me so much better. And now I feel absolutely fine. And life is all right, you know. Feels like that, right, coming for the feminine. Queen of Swords. Your brain, clarity. So it's some idea that you're going to have that is changes things for you. That's for the feminine, right? It's Queen of Swords. Let's go underneath on the Justice. And there he is, King of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you go through this week that changes everything for you, where you put paid to something that's not fit right, that's not fitted you right, whatever it is about them putting paid to what's not fitted them right, which is not having you in their life. That was another rhyme, right? Here we go, 9 of Swords. Timing, Wheel of Fortune. So it's time for it to come around. Do you feel it releasing already? I can feel a release coming already. 9 of Pentacles. Manifestation, the Magician. It's coming through your power. So maybe you would just come into a bit of power. So it might have been worth listening to this or after all. Page of Pentacles, higher self, the high priestess. That's a feeling of let go. I feel it letting go already. Like the blues starting to disperse. Six of Pentacles, someone reaching out, and there we have masculine energy and grounding into masculine energy. King of Wands, number 4, and fire. And Aries, so coming in following the Aries, the activation of the Aries. And we don't, after that it just goes Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. But we're not looking at where that's ending up. It's just something happening in Aries, which is as early as Tuesday afternoon. So maybe all this is through by Tuesday afternoon. Strength, Queen of Pentacles, coming out on top. Physical, feminine. You're coming back out on top. It's like, I'm here, I'm queer, I'm getting on with it. I'm being me, I'm being who I am. I'm not going to try and conform, square peg round hole anymore. They're saying the word adamant. It's like, that's it. That's who I am. Because when you feel that, what does the masculine feel? They're like, that's her. That's the one, right? Well, they probably actually go, this is me, this is who I am, because that's what they're going through the clarity of. And then they go, and that's her, and that's the one. Or him, and that's the one. Ace of Swords, communication and separation. Five of Pentacles, which is physical. So it means physical communication. Two of Swords, healing, Pisces, the star, which is Pisces. So that's where it's at right now. Feeling a little bit like cornered, shall we say. A little bit boxed off in terms of nowhere to go. In terms of not being able to get into your feel good. Right? Because the masculine's got to go through what the masculine's got to go through for them to make the decision that they need to decide to make. So they can't be allowed. They've got to go into this energy where they look at what they're doing and who they are and how they feel and what decisions need to be made. So they're cornered. So they're pushed down an alley. So they make the decision. It's like there's a phone box at the end of the alley and they can't get away from that phone box, and it's coming closer and closer and closer and closer. Until they go in it and they make the call. Change, Five of Wands, King of Swords, the masculine and mastery, and 4 feet on the ground, number 4, and grounded, communication. So that's the change that's coming upon them, right? The healing through the feminine to the masculine. So that's that. That's what I'm going to leave you with. And I hope it works out for you this week in whatever way that it needs to work out for you. Well, it will, because everything is always exactly as it's meant to be. So, just sending you lots of love, Ace of Cups for the week, and whatever it is, whatever change that comes upon you that leads to you feeling that you are more you in your physical existence, more you than you have ever been. And more ready to take on the world. So that's the feeling that's going to come upon the masculine, is ready to take on the world, right? And ready to get going in a new direction with they're just saying youthful energy of consummate professionalism. And that means in terms of love comes from love. 8 of Cups. Of just like how it is to be alive, Like, I'm alive, not just other people, and look at them with the lives they've got, and look what they've done and achieved and how they live. It's like, no, I'm ready to have that for me. I'm ready to have the good life, right? That's the professionalism of life. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.